Right, one for new parents in the capital now. New research has found 40% of first-time parents introduce solid food by the time their baby is 5 months old, earlier than the NHS recommendation of around 6 months. The Department of Health and Social Care has launched a new campaign offering parents support and advice on introducing solid foods to their baby during what can be a confusing time, according to new research. The Better Health Start for Life campaign is trying to address any uncertainty new families have. Well, TV's Dr. Zoe Williams, a GP and mum, joined me earlier.
It can be scary, it can be confusing, it can be anxiety provoking, but it can also be really joyous and exciting. And I think one of the reasons that people feel anxious is because they get a lot of conflicting advice. They're not so certain when to start weaning and how to approach it. So the current advice from the NHS is for most babies, the right time is around 6 months. But there are some signs that parents can look out for as well, some developmental signs which would indicate that your baby is ready. There are three of them. The first one is that they're able to sit up straight and hold their head up straight. The second one is that they're able to coordinate their hands and their eyes and their mouths to be able to pick up food and get it to their mouth. And the third one is that they're able to move the food around in their mouth and swallow rather than pushing food back out with their tongue. But around 6 months is the right time.
The stats are showing that actually parents are trying too soon to wean their children, which perhaps is not what you'd expect. You'd expect them to be maybe a bit nervous about it and waiting a bit longer. Why are people kind of jumping the gun a bit soon?
Well, you're absolutely right. The survey that's recently out showed that 40% of parents are introducing solid foods before the baby is 5 months old. And we know that for most babies, there are, of course, exceptions, that around 6 months is the right time. We don't know exactly the reasons why. It's largely because I think lots of people get advice from perhaps family members. And in this survey, it found that parents said, other than their partner, it was their own parents, so the baby's grandparents would be giving advice. And we know that this advice has changed over the years, and I think it used to be the norm that solids would be introduced earlier. But with all of the available data and evidence that we have now that guides the NHS advice, and there is a lot of that data, we know that for most babies it is closer to the 6 month mark. So I think, people are often well intended when they're giving advice. And this is why it's really important that parents, have a good source of information to go to. And the Start for Life Weaning Hub has all the information around when to start weaning, approaches to doing it, what types of foods, advice around allergies and potential choking and things like that.
There's also, of course, lots of advice about for first-time parents. But if you're on to baby number 2 or 3, could parents find that actually they have a very different experience and what worked for one may not work for the other?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Every baby is unique. And I hear that all the time from my patients, a lot of concern because baby number 1 did this and did that, and baby number 2 is different. Their development will be different, their preferences will be different, their behavior will be different. They're all individuals. So parents might find, that they had a baby first time round and it was really simple and straightforward, the weaning process, and they might have additional challenges the second time around, or the opposite. But I think whether it's first baby, second baby, fifth baby, the resources that are there that are available on the Start for Life Weaning Hub are really, really useful. It's got loads of recipes on there for older children as well, over 120 different recipes, ranging everything from blueberry porridge to fish curry.